Check one, check two, damn, I'm really making moves. Don't nothing go better than the taco in the booth. Getting good head from a condo with a view. When she tell me I'm the best, I'm like, what if this is true? Much love, look like 5 million girls in one.
This is the official,
yeah,
the real jump off shit then.
Oh yeah, I could have did this the first time in the video.
That's right.
But, alright, so I guess I gotta talk like I want to.
You're the host, man.
Yeah. Alright, I'm with my nigga.
Wait, hold on, man. We gotta keep this politically correct.
Yeah.
Oh,
excuse me. That's not. Yeah, not my nigga.
So this is my family. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here honestly just to kind of participate and be the kickoff to this vlog thing he's trying to do for the sneaker. This is his mission, sneaker. Why am I telling you this? This is you, the host.
Right, but I'm just letting you speak your piece.
But anyway, so I'm just here to do that for the homie. So I'm gonna let you go ahead.
All right, but I'm with my homie, my Negro, my ninja, Rich King. You know what I'm saying? And we've actually been chopping it up, some real conversation for a few hours, but it's been some decent stuff. But I just decided to let y'all in on, of course, just some particular views. And really, we're here on this collection, but we might as well just start off with just the state of the sneaker game. Like, there's a state of hip hop, there's a state of music, there's a state of things going on. As far as Columbus, as far as our location right now, I'm not sure if I'm going to say the sneaker game is in a state of emergency, but we have found some cancer and we need to cut this.
The extent of things right now is, I mean, Columbus is kind of, with the exception of a few people, Columbus is kind of new to this sneaker trend. And I hate the word sneakerhead. I hate all, because that automatically just brands everything as being a trend, being a fad, being a, for me, I would never want to be called a sneakerhead. I would never want to be called any of that, because this is not really a trend for me. Like, I've been doing this, I mean, I've been in love with shoes since I was 6 years old or 5 years old.
You call it more of a culture then?
Yeah, it's a cultural thing for me, as opposed to, like I said, like, this was my lifestyle growing up. I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was every season Mike played, you got to see the new Jordans. I had to go get them. You know what I'm saying? So, and it wasn't me going and get them. It was my mom purchasing. So, you know what I'm saying? But
so
anyway,
button-ups were trends, throwbacks were trends, sneakerhead culture, and I think a lot of people just don't see the difference in there. And I feel like, as far as the sneaker game being in a state of emergency, that's a cancer that needs to be cut off. Sneaker collecting is not new to Columbus, but as far as some of the
there's a lot of new people in it, let's just say that.
And not necessarily new people either, some new resources as well.
That's true
too. No disrespect to the guys at Foot Locker. I'm
gonna disrespect some of y'all though.
Alright, well that's him. These views are not expressed through me. But no, I mean, just having all these new resources to the city and people just now jumping in. Yo, pause for a minute. Real quick. What is a sneakerhead? What's the true definition of a sneakerhead to you? I mean, you can start collecting whenever you want. You get in the game because obviously it's something that you see you like. But what is the real definition of a sneakerhead? And I'm gonna really need some feedback from y'all. So definitely I'm gonna need y'all to chime in on this one. But what is it? Because I mean, it doesn't really have a real definition. Alright.
But I'm gonna tell you, here's the other side to your little perspective. The only reason that these markets opened and these new opportunities opened was because they saw that people were following a trend and that they could make money on it. So there would be no House of Hoops in Columbus if it wasn't for people like me and a couple others, Dez, the Con, a couple, you know what I'm saying, the niggas that I was on campus with, you know what I'm saying, and Shundies and the Zacks and the people that I looked up to. Real sneaker, I might be bold in saying that, but I consider myself one of the true people that's been doing this for a minute. Whether you knew me as for my name or you knew me as I had all these shoes, like, you know what I'm saying, you knew that I was into sneakers, you know what I'm saying, like, and the people that was really into sneakers back then knew each other, you know what I'm saying, so, you know what I'm saying, so the only reason that all these things happened was because more people started, you know, participating and the company saw dollar signs for that. So that's why we're in the state of emergency. Now, the state of emergency only happens because, you know what I'm saying, for people like me, it's you know, it's been a thing since the shorty. Like, I've always loved sneakers. I've always loved every single sneaker in here probably has a meaning to me and a story that would take hours and everything to go through. But for a lot of y'all just started copying because it was a cool thing to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To kind of show honor and pay homage to the people that were doing it before you and say, you know, here I like sneakers. I want to start collecting. How do I get my start? Where, you know what I'm saying? This is cool. Like, and then it's another to just buy things because you don't think anybody else can get them.
Or you seeing repeated images of them on the internet.
Right. And you think they're the new, like the LeBron's fucking Heat 8, whatever you call them, 9s, whatever them shits is, the South Beach LeBrons. That's a perfect example, bro. Like, half you niggas people wouldn't even like them. Or when they first dropped pictures, thought there was the wackest thing, but they threw a limited thing on there and everybody had to have it. You know
yeah, that's true. And the thing is, when I first seen the pictures of them, I liked them, but at the same time, I'd never seen a real image of them. So, I mean, they were always brushed down and photoshopped up, but I knew it was going to be a special. It originally was supposed to be the New York Knicks colorway.
Right.
And then, of course, when he hit everybody with the storm and switched everything up,
they went to that electric color. That mine was City of Lights.
Right, and I knew Nike was going to do something special because then they weren't telling us what the color was going to be. That's just one example. As far as my take on where the sneaker game is going, it's always, I mean, we said this, we've been talking about it earlier, it's always somebody. You always have a OG that you look up to, and I think it's kind of funny that people come to me now. But I was once that kid, so I mean, I embrace people a little different, just so I don't leave that bad taste in people's mouth. Pause. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know I embrace people. I treat people how they want to be treated, but at the same time, everybody's had an OG. Shout out to King.
As long as you're true to the reasons why you collect, that's the biggest thing. As long as you're true to the reason. You're not in it just because it's a trend. You're in it because you actually have a true interest. You have a true, you know, desire to learn something about the sneaker culture. You have a true interest in not just trying to get in something because you think it's the cool thing now, or not trying to just get into it because you think you can make some money or whatever. Because they're not clowning you like some shit that happened on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
Hey yo, hey. I mean, I don't care. I mean, be mad at me if you want, but I mean, real recognize real. Ain't no reason to be mad, homie. It's just shoes. But the homie Cedric, man, bro, he really played himself on there.
I mean, dude was a cool. I mean, he kind of lost me with the two-sided, the one shoe, one color. But anyway, he became cool after that. But I mean, he was posting a lot of heat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff I was skeptical about. And dude's intentions was probably good. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not.
Alright, pause, one more again. So, for those who don't know what happened, one of the guys in the sneaker group actually posted a whole bunch of pictures of OG shoes, and when people start asking him to tag the photos, he wasn't able to do so. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my friends. He's cool. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I've met him a few times, but you can't do that but anyway, just to fill y'all in.
Everybody wants to be accepted.
Yeah, let's get back into it.
In this sneaker thing, the way to be accepted is to have classic shoes. So he just, I mean, whatever the situation was where he felt he needed to post them shoes and they wasn't his.
I mean, but rule number one, sneaker collecting, we just said about 2 minutes ago, was
be true to where you and know your beginnings.
Right, be true to yourself. So a lot of those 10s that he was posting, they came out like the height of like the 90s and some of those colorways, those were like, there weren't many exclusive around that time when the shoe was released.
The city pack was crazy back then.
Right, so with that being said, I mean, those were exclusives of that era. So, and I know, far as me personally, I was a child when those shoes released. So for you to go out and
Hey, that's the kick of the day.
Right.
Big break. But hey, like I said, dude, like, I mean, you did what was in the wrong. I mean, if you saw these, because dudes laughed at you, then that's one thing. Like, I mean, you seem like a cool dude. You just went out the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? I don't have no hard feelings for you. You just don't fake it till you make it. Just show what you got.
right. That's what speaking correctly is about. You gotta be real with yourself before you expect anybody else to want to embrace you and a real fucking man. So,
exclusive colorways that was fake at one point, and then Jordan Brand decided to come out with, and now they're exclusive. But
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, growing up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I went to Bulls games. I went to, you know what I'm saying? I had the opportunity to see Mike play. I had the opportunity to go to a lot of events where he was around and all that stuff. So I got this shoe, man. This was the first shoe I actually got 2 Jordans in a year. Like, I got the fire red colorway. Traditional, you know what I'm saying? The traditional fire red colorway. But the 5, I got the dry fire. I mean, we'll go back to that. But I got the fire red colorway. And when you was a shorty, you didn't get the air bubble, right? So I complained and complained. And you know what I'm saying? Because back in the day when I was hooping, you know what I'm saying? I thought I was doing my thing. I had to have an air bubble so I could jump higher. You know what I'm saying? I really believe that that was the thing. Like,
right, and when you was a kid, you
thought mics made you jump higher, run faster, and all of that. Right. Now I could just get this color because I wanted the air bubble. So she bought me these shoes, 2 sizes too big.
Yeah.
Just so I could have an air bubble. I didn't have this colorway. I had the black and red colorway, which I have somewhere. I just don't know where. But I had the playoff colorway. Me and my cousin had got these the same day. And we would walk around like ducks just because we didn't want to get creases in them. But that was one of my favorite joints. This is definitely one of my favorite ES colorways. I'm not gonna lie, I did that. You know what I'm saying? I was part, but you know what I'm saying? It was different back next year.
Man, flex a little bit, show.
I mean, if I could quit, I'm gonna quit next year just because they got a lot of my, you know, favorite. The B-Reds is coming out, but you know, the Chewer Yellows, these wasn't the Lightnings or the Thunders, but these was the ones before that. You know, they had the peel away tongue, all of that. I'm sure some of y'all have seen that. This was the first big like hype limited release was the Laser 4.
And it come with a towel.
Yeah, a t-shirt and a hat, which is downstairs. I got them just cause my shit's real. You don't need you see what I'm saying? So, but anyway, they're kind of common now, but that was one of the first these things so the air bubbles no longer existed and the soul was to hear, bruh. So when these dropped again, I had to have these, man.
Yeah,
this is my favorite.
Not getting
this is my favorite Nike probably ever. I mean, I was part of that Nike Talk petition to get these to come back and all of that. So, another one of my favorite joints. I think my favorite Jordan. My favorite Jordan is the B-Red 4s and the Cement 4s, like I said, but I think my favorite colorway of a Jordan was obviously the Carmines, and it's somewhere back there. There's another Pippen joint that I was just real crazy about, the Olympics.
Yeah, I remember those joints.
Man, I was in Atlanta for the Olympics and then dropped fast, though. Like, I don't do just Jordans, I don't do just, I mean, I bought a couple Dunks back in the day. We can just pull some.
And one thing I can say is as you get older, shout out to Dez, he feel the same exact way. Dez Arnaz. That the older you get, you start trimming down a lot of those shoes that you necessarily you bought just to buy because you had the ability to do so. But now it's strictly on quality. It's on quality and how you feel about the shoe.
And it's on buying what you like at the end of the day. Don't buy it because of the hype. Buy it because you traditionally have you legitimately have because you actually have a legitimate reason to learn or to want to learn or desire to learn or you know what I'm saying, be around the culture of people. Don't just do it because it's a trend, man. Because I for one see straight through that shit. Like, and you know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of bugs me the most is that dudes are just on here and buying all the stuff that nobody even cared about a couple years ago. Corporate, shout out to TTC, Glacier City.
What's up, man?
Nike Talk, what's up? You already know what it is. Soul Classics, man. Candy Row.